Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and today I'm making a pop-out box with an inner box that's going to hold a wee Christmas treat, probably for a Rocher or something like that. I haven't actually got any to hand, but this is what I've designed it to sort of hold. Or I might put a wee sort of a bag inside and put money on it. So I haven't made my mind up, but either way, it'll be a lovely wee table gift. I'm making them slightly smaller than the usual burst open boxes. So hopefully I'll have a wee go. Right, for your main box bottom, you're going to need 7.5 inches by 7.5 inches. And to decorate it, I have all my items wrote down here. For to decorate it, you need 10 pieces, 2 2/8 by 2 2/8. And I'm using the brightly gleaming again, and I might decorate it this side because I have stamped a load of things to decorate it. So I think that works better than putting it on the starry side. I think it's just too much, but we'll go into that when we get there. So we'll start off by doing your base, and your 7.5 by 7.5, I'll leave those to one side so we don't get all mixed up, and we'll work at one piece at a time just to keep us right, or to keep me right, I should say. So pop your 7.5 inch square paper. I'm going with the lovely red card, real red card, and we're going to score that to 2.5 inches on all sides. So just spin it round and do your scoring. And then I'm going to put this away, and we'll bring it back out for each piece just and work on it that way. So we're actually going to be cutting away, leaving ourselves with like this shape. I've turned that way, it's an X. I'm trying to say an X shape, but it's not. So we're going to cut away this, and we're going to cut it so that we're keeping that bulk to the other side. So cut on this side of your score line, and just try and cut it as straight as you can. And we're going to do the same this way. Don't leave any of the bulk if you can. So we're cutting off each of those 4 squares. So I'll do that and come straight. So that's all those squares cut away, which leaves you this nice shape. So we're just going to fold these and give them a nice score and make sure they're all coming up into their proper sizes and shapes. And then we're going to decorate them. So we want to, we have 10, so we need 2, 4, 6, 8, 1 in the centre and 1 on the base if you want. I think it's 10 I did. But on the outside of the box I want to put the design of this one rather than the stars. So let's just do that. So I'm putting the glue on this side. You could use your tape pen or whatever you have to hand, whatever glue you want, you decide. So I've just made these that they're 2 2/8. Nice. I'll have all the measurements on my blog anyway if you're going to follow along. Oops. So try and have your design, going the same way if you can. If there's a design on the paper you're using. This lovely brightly gleaming paper, it was out last year, and I'm so happy to say it's back in the mini catalogue this year, so you'll be able to get this very soon. So I'm going to continue on and put these on and see how it looks. So now on the inside I'm going to do the stars, so it'll just be a wee change from the outside, and we're just going to simply stick all these down. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Don't you hate when your glue's getting to the bottom? It's still a right bit in there, but it's just needing to be forced out. So I'm going to work my way around and stick all these down in place. And that's them all stuck in place, and I'm just going to stick one more at the bottom, and I'm actually going to show the stars up in this one as well. Not that you'll see the bottom, but you may as well decorate. Finish it off. It's gorgeous paper, it really is. So that is the main part of the wee box, which is going to sit like so. So we're going to go on now and do our lid maybe. So I have all the pieces cut out here for the lid. And for the lid you're going to need one at 4.5 by 4.5. And again we want to score it. And we're just scoring it at 1 inch the whole way around. That's it. And for our lid we're just going to do our creases and then we're going to cut. Oh, put. I've made a mistake. I'm going to cut another piece of card and come straight back to you and explain exactly what I've done wrong. So I've cut myself another piece of the card, 4.5 by 4.5. I totally forgot that I was doing the lid, and you want to leave a gap there. Instead of buttoning it right up, just push it over to allow for the proper closure of your box. So make sure that's butted right up and you've left that wee gap. And I just choose the same wee marking on this. I use this wee one for smaller pieces of paper, and I know the wee notch right at the end where I want to go to allow me to make room. That was a silly mistake. This should make it so much nicer. So let's put that away and start again. So do your creases. So it was 4.5 inch square and scored at 1 inch on all round. And then we just want to cut these up. Again, we're cutting where the notch is to keep it to the other side. And we're just notching in a wee bit. I'm just going to do opposite ones this time. And then we want to decorate our box just before we stick it up. It'll make life so much easier. Again, because we've went on the outside with this design, I'm going to do the stars on the top so it's just nice and varied. So this particular piece for the box is 2 3/8, so it's slightly bigger than these wee squares, and you need 2 of them. And we're just going to stick it in place. So stars on the outside this time. We're just tying the whole design together. And with these wee pieces, you need 4 of these. And they need to be, where are you? 4 inches by 6/8. No, 4 pieces, 6/8 by 2 3/8. I can hardly read my own writing, but it'll all be on the blog with the link below. Click on to follow along measurements, and it'll take you straight to that post. So we're going to put all these round the wee edge. So that's all those stuck on the outside to form your box. On the inside we're just going to put one here, and again, because it's stars on the inside there, I'm going to go the opposite and stick the stars down this time, just so that there's just plenty of variety going on inside the box. And that's the same measurement again. Just center that. And then we'll make up our box. So I'm going to use the wet glue this time. So just pop it up. Make sure you've got a nice corner there. Now, I think that's okay. And I'm going to try it on my wee box just to make sure. So that will hold everything together. And if I hadn't have went back in and left that wee bit of room, that would have caused the box to squeeze in and it just wouldn't have looked nice at all. So this fits perfectly and gives it its own wee space. So I'm happy with that. So for the inside, we need another wee piece of card. And this is just a base. It's not going to be a box. It's just going to be an inside piece to hold whatever treat or whatever I'm going to put in there. So it needs to measure 3.5 by 3.5, and we're going to score it again at 1 inch all round. And this will fit one Ferrero Rocher, or as I say, I have wee tiny bags. If I could find them, I would show you them. Yes, I have them here, and they're great for popping money into, if these are the right ones. No? Don't know what I've done with them. Oops, but I do have them somewhere. You know, the wee lovely wee clothy bags. Can't remember the name of it at all. But they're so nice for popping money into and putting, and it'll just fit inside that box. They're only like about this size. So they're perfect, but I do have them. I have them in lovely bright pink, and I had them in gold. Didn't even buy them. My daughter gave them to me. So I'll show you it if I do find it. I'll pop one in the photograph. So we're going to screw all those, and then we're going to cut them away. And you want to cut again, moving that bulk away. And because this is such a small box, I'm going to cut that corner right off so it isn't going to be too bulky when I fold it up. And just do the same on opposite sides. Keep the bulk away and chop off the whole corner. Just work on opposite sides. Video seems very dark today, and the room is so bright. I hope you are seeing it okay. Oh, don't know where my bin has went. So now we need to decorate this. And that's the bottom of the box, which is going to stick on the inside of that, so we don't need to decorate it. And as I said, the inside of that is stars, so I'm going to put the inside of this like that. And that's a tiny wee piece, and it is measuring 1 2/8 by 1 2/8, so it is really tiny. And I said I was showing the other side, didn't I? So I'm going to pop that in, just line it up nicely. And we're also going to decorate the wee sides, but we'll do the outsides first because we need to close up the box before we can do the other ones. So again, I'm putting the different design on the outside. I'm putting stars on the outside, yeah, and I'm putting nothing on the inside of the looks of it because I haven't cut them. So if you wanted to decorate the inside, do that. So I'm going to keep it stars so it's all the same. And did I say what measurement? These are 6/8 by 1 2/8. So you get a lot out of your 12 by 12 sheet, you really do. Like, it just takes a couple of strips to decorate this. So you've loads left to make a card or making wee place names or whatever if you're going to do these as table decorations. Our ones are that used to getting something different every year that I have to do it now. I have no choice. So hopefully they'll all get one of these. So that's that, and then we're just going to do our wee box closure. We could actually clip off that. There's no point in keeping it too bulky. You really don't need it. So just clip off what you don't need. Whoops. I'll do this side first. Close that up. And you can see the size. It's just going to plonk one sweetie in there. And there's lovely wee coconutty ones you can get closer to Christmas, which will look snowy, or go with the gold to keep with the colour. We haven't got glue on that. Stupid Cupid. Right, clean those all up. Keep your box nice and square. And then this can be stuck inside, which I'm going to do because I prefer it to be stuck. So just sort of center it. And as I say, if you want a lid on it, if you want it to pop open with another wee surprise inside, then make your lid. Look at the shape that is went. Dearie me. Cricket. So that's that, and then your lid will go on top, but we'll have a few wee decorations because it really is too plain at the minute. So this is what I've come up with. I used the Brightly Gleaming stamp set, which matches the papers perfectly. I have done the holly and I've done this bauble. So I've stamped out four of each. And I'm using this one for Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for the top. And what I did with these was stamp them out with Versamark and gold embossed them, and then I went into each wee individual thing to tie in the red and coloured it in red. So a wee bit of work, which is why I did it beforehand. And when you stamp out your, show you this one. When you stamp out your bauble, this part here is left white. So I went in with the, Versamark pen, coloured that in where I wanted it, dipped it in the gold and just embossed it just to fill that in. So I didn't have to bother colouring it or anything. So I'll show you where I'm putting these. These are actually going to sit right on the box here. But because the lid goes on here, I want that to sit flat. So I'm wondering, will the lid go on at all if I do that? Will I rack the bow every time? That was my main plan, so I might end up putting them in the inside. What do you think? I really prefer them in the out. I'm going to go with the out and see what happens. So for this, put a bit of your good glue just at the top there. I have a 3D sticker there. I have scooped them round so it gets a wee bit of a shape. And I'm just going to plonk them on here and see what happens. So I'm keeping them as low as possible and in the centre, and then just press that bit so that it takes nice close to the card, so it's not going to be obstructed every time you pull on and off the lid. Fingers crossed. So again, take your sticker off, put on some glue just at that wee part at the top. And again, go straight to the bottom as low as you can go. And press and hold that so it takes nicely. And just work your way around. The last one I'm going to show you how I made the wee bows. This baker's twine is from the Forever Lovely. Flowers Forever. Nearly got it. Flowers Forever bundle. You get 3 different types of ribbon in it, and it really is worth getting. So the last one. This is the Baker's Twine Flowers for Every Season, and it's what, $9.25, but you get loads in it, absolutely loads, and it's beautiful quality and just worth it. So I just used 2, well now 2 it is, just to make a really tiny wee bow, nothing too bulky or in your face. Just tie that off. Give it a good tight pull, and then we're going to use a wee mini dot. These wee mini dots, you'd be lost without them, wouldn't you? So make sure your bow's in the right wee position that you like. Pop it onto the dot and stick it on the top of your bowl. And you can trim those down later on after you've finished with the look. You know, if you're happy with the look, trim it down to whatever you want. And I'm hoping this really works and the box closes okay, or we'll be in trouble. It'll be a littlest box, huh? Center that up and press it hard up here. Now, it really does give it a wee bit of something to look at, doesn't it? So the next part is the inside, and for those I have done the holly and berries, and I've coloured them in with the granny apple green and real red. So we're going to stick those on. Of 3 dimensionals on the back here. They're just stamped out on with Memento onto Whisper White. And I'm just going to pop them in. This one I'm going to show you how I coloured it, just that last wee bit. And then you could go over this with your Wink of Stella. My Wink of Stella hasn't run out. And I thought I had another one, but nope. So I'll have to wait on it arriving. But sure, I don't need these to Christmas, so I'm fine. So I'm keeping the berries all turned into the centre. And then this last wee one, I'll show you, I used the Old Olive Dark, whoops, and I'm just going in, doing the stem, or the veins of the holly, nice and dark. Right in there with a bit of shadows. And then go in with your granny apple green, dark. Oh, we'll actually use the other side of this so it can give wee flicks just and spread that out a wee bit. I'm not going out too far with this. I'm trying not to anyway. And then go back in with your light granny apple and just fill in all the spaces. And at this stage, if you want to soften any of the lines that you've went in already, this granny apple will do it for you. Your lightest colour will always spread out and take away the harsh lines if you don't like them. You're just diluting the colour really. So just to finish that, I'll go back in with the Old Olive and go over those lines again just for a bit of depth. And that's that. And then for the red, I go in first with the dark cherry cobbler. And I'm just doing where the centre of the berry is. Go in then with your dark real red. And I just soften round it, and then I go round the outside of the berry. And then just go in with your light and fill in the gap. And again, soften any lines up that you want. And that's simple as that. And then we'll just stick that on. I have the dimensionals and all in place. And again, stick the berries. Keep them all going the one direction. And you can just imagine the nice gold of your sweets. And I wish I had one, but I haven't started to buy them yet. So now we just need our lid, and it needs to be stamped. So going with that stamp that I told you from the Itty Bitty Christmas, and a bit of Whisper White. So I'm going to punch a 2-inch circle of Whisper White. And then just ink these up. I actually have cut this stamp. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm very bold. I did cut it because I wanted the Happy New Year at one stage on its own. But you can just, if you cut it really carefully, you can just place it back together for doing the full stamp. So make sure I've got this the right way. So this is Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I'm going to leave a bit of space at the top because I want to put a wee ribbon on it. So centre that where you think it's best and leave that wee gap. And that's real red as well that I've used. And I do have a ribbon somewhere. Yes, I have. I folded up the ribbon. This is retired ribbon, unfortunately. And I have it on a circle, a sticky dot with a larger one. And I'm going to pop it at the top and just foot it about till the ribbon gets out of the road. Come on, ribbon. I'll chop a bit of that off and make it a bit smaller, but that's going to sit right up the top. It doesn't need anything else behind it because I think it's just, there's enough going on there. So I'm going to put it on the dimensionals, but I do want it raised up. And where would they be? Who knows? Did I have them set out? Yes, I did. So just pop a few on to balance it. And you could go around with your Native Navy pen if you wanted, or marker to go around the edges of that. Just wee dots or something all the way around. And just centre that. And then the whole lot just folds up together. Fingers crossed that it goes over the top of these wee bubbles. Perfect. I just wanted them peeping out at the bottom. And it just looks nice. And then when it's opened, it still looks like it's a real design party, and inside's lovely. So that's me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll give it a wee go. And I'll catch us all again next week. Bye.